Good morning, everyone. We're continuing today in the words of the Ramban as we're getting closer towards the end of this magnificent letter that he wrote to his son. And he writes the following idea. Bechol devarecha u'ma'asecha u'machshaveisecha. With all of your words, all of your actions, and in all of your thoughts, u'bechol eis, and at all times, which means, basically, says the Ramban, in everything that you are doing. Because everything that a person does either is comprised of speech, or action, or thoughts, and sometimes it's all of the above. Ubechol eis, and all the time, which means there's never a time, which what the Ramban is going to say, where you're ever free from thinking the following idea. Chashay belibcha. You should think in your heart. Ki'ilu ata oimed lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to imagine inside of your heart, in your mind. You have to be creative to understand these things properly, as if you are oimed lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that you are standing in the presence of the Holy One, blessed be He. You're not sitting by yourself. You're not walking down the street by yourself. You're not in your room or in your house or in the shul all by yourself. Rather, you are standing in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ushchinosai alecha, and His Shechina is watching over you. It's resting upon you. How does a person behave when they know that the Shechina is on watching them? How does a person think when they know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Master of the universe, is wired up into their brain and hears every little thing that they're thinking about? How does a person talk when he knows that the tape recorder in Shemayim, in the heavens, is recording every word that a person utters from their mouth? How can we live in such a way that we imagine that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching over everything that we do, say, and think? Because His glory fills up the entirety of the world. There's not a crevice in all of creation that is not filled with the Shechina, the divine presence. There's not a place that we will go in which you can't find some spark of the Kedusha, of the holiness, of the Shechina of Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. And since that He resides every place in this universe, Udevarecha yihiyu be'emu u'beyira, when you speak, when you talk to others, when you have a conversation, when you are speaking someplace publicly, and you're even giving a drasha, perhaps a speech, a lecture, or you're showing them something, all of your words should be be'emu u'beyira. They should be with fear and awe and reverence. Ke'eved lifnei rabbi, like a servant who stands before his master. Says the Ramban very clearly, and this is very much what we find in the beginning of the Shulchan Aruch, where we are informed that the way in which a person is supposed to live is Shavisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid, which means I always have to place the image of the Shechina, of the Rebbeinu Shalom, in front of me at all times. Why? Because when I live a life where I feel the Shechina is there, I recognize the essence of Hashem, I'm aware of the fact that there are eyes and ears that are watching me and listening to everything that I say, so then I can act in a totally different way. I'm not just running around doing whatever I want to do. I train myself to think and to talk and to act in ways that I know are going to be a nachas, are going to be a pleasure to the Rebbeinu Shalom Himself. And therefore, says the Ramban, which again we're trying to achieve humility. We're trying to make ourselves not haughty, but rather humble of spirit before Hashem. When you will recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere, and He sees everything, and He knows everything, and He hears everything, and He's aware of every single thing that we do in our lives, then it's impossible for a person not to live be'ema u'be'yira, with this fear and this awe, where we recognize that the Shekhinah is always over us, and will be like an Eved Lifnei Rabbo, like a servant who stands in front of his master, waiting to do the beck and call of what his master is going to ask him to do. This is the way that a Jew is supposed to think, that I'm living under the auspices of the Shekhinah of Hashem Himself, and like a dutiful servant, like someone that wants to make sure that he pleases his master in everything that he does, we wait patiently and thoughtfully and introspectively to heed the beck and call of the master of the universe. From everybody here at Makar Chaim, we are wishing you all a wonderful day of Avodas Hashem.